You are now checked in to Stand Up New York Labs. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
I like to get mentally prepared.
Oh, boy. So do I. Welcome, everybody, to Tuesdays with Stories. Mark Norman here. And as usual, I'm with my co-pilot.
I'm the gunner.
Yeah.
Joe List here.
There you go. You know, those gunners, I always wondered, it seems like they would just hit the back of the plane.
What are you talking about?
Well, the little fin on the back. The gun is before the fin.
I don't have a visual.
Oh.
I'm thinking of Memphis Belle. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
Oh, it's a great movie. Sean Astin is in it. It's early 90s. But that was like the big bomber with the little bubble hangs off underneath.
Yes.
And the machine gun guy there, he would shoot down.
Oh, I love the bubble.
Yeah, I love the bubble.
Well, I gotta bring up our guest today. We got a hot guest. This guy, an old friend of mine. New York.
Ours. Oh. Jesus, what am I, an asshole?
I didn't know. I thought you guys just met.
No, we've known each other for 10 years. We did
Is that
Seattle
right?
together.
We did Seattle
Is
together.
that
Way back.
Yeah.
Wow, the shit
Way
night.
back. Yes.
Yes.
I don't know if you
the
know if you
worst.
remember that.
I do remember
okay,
that. It's
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just...
Let me introduce this cat.
All right, yeah, introduce.
All right, we got everybody. Mike Drucker here.
Hey!
Hi. Hello. This is my voice.
Good to see you, Mike.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
For those of you at home, Mike is a writer on the Jimmy Fallon program.
Yes, sir.
I believe it's called The Tonight Show.
The Tonight Show.
They just changed the name of it.
Jimmy
Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah, they're calling it The Tonight Show.
Changed out the signs, kept the desks the same.
40 years.
Woo, 40 years. Is that right?
That's so crazy because that's a legacy. I mean,
Yeah.
Jack
Yeah.
Parr, the whole thing.
Yeah, we're in the original studio where they shot it.
Oh,
Really?
Which is
yeah.
really nice, yeah.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's weird, too.
Yeah, and everybody says he's the nicest guy.
Super nice dude.
Great to work
Saugerties,
for.
New York.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just in Saugerties. Great town. It's
I
like an all-American. It's like a Frank Capra
Aha.
type town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assumed he was Boston.
Fallon?
Yeah.
No.
No, New York.
Oh, because the character.
Ah, the character. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Wicked.
It is a wicked character.
Oh yeah, boy, it's.
Well, you just ran here. You're glistening,
Yeah.
Mark.
I ran here and I'm hungover. I'm on no sleep. A long night in the sack.
You are on a hell of a binge. I mean, this is a legendary binge here.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm in the 30s now
What's that mean?
of numbers.
Oh, girls.
Girls' numbers?
Yeah, just
Oh, that's great.
this year.
This year?
Oh yeah.
30 this year.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm 128 for my lifetime.
That was pretty good.
I'm joking. I'm
Triple
a third of
digits.
that. What are you kidding?
I'm
All
at
right.
7.
Oh,
7. Wow.
Today.
Today.
Oh boy, we're all exaggerating. I'm in the 30s range for a lifetime.
Oh, well, I'll send you pictures.
But I love a picture.
All right.
How
Baby
about,
oil.
Speaking. Oh, yeah, are we getting into the baby oil?
Well, if you want to get into it, I mean,
You look like you're still covered in baby oil.
I'm
I mean,
a
you
little
are
moist.
really glistening.
should see my undies.
I've seen them before on video.
Yeah, I met this gal. We go back to her place. I said, hey, I'd love to give you a massage because she was like, I'm so tense. I said, I'll give you a massage. We go back to her place. She lays on the bed nude, takes out a baby oil. I put too much down, and that was it.
Saying A in front of baby oil really makes it sort of a curveball.
Did I say
Takes
A?
out a baby oil.
Oh, right.
baby
It sounds
oil.
like there's a baby involved.
Well, I'm Canadian now. A?
How much is too much baby oil?
Oh, boy, when you pour it out and she goes, hey, that's all I have.
Oh, wow. So is it all of the sheets? This is
Oh,
like
the
a,
sheets are ruined.
it's like a classic Caddyshack scene.
Did
Total
you, like,
Caddyshack.
have sex afterwards?
Oh,
Did you just
yeah.
slip around?
A little bit of slipping, but you kind of have to have. I mean, with the baby oil, there's no way out of sex.
Yeah, but then
It's very
Even
seductive.
if
if
find
you're
ways out
slipping,
of sex.
Even if you're slipping, you're locked in. Once
Oh,
the penis
yeah.
is in there, and you got a curved penis, so it kind of hitches in there.
How'd you know?
I've seen things.
They call me Captain Hook.
They called me Admiral Kirk, but it's a totally different thing. Because I give the what's that thing
the
called?
Vulcan. The Vulcan neck pinch, or
No,
You
I
guys
do
are-
that
you guys
first.
are off on so many facts.
I know
right now.
Drucker is just shitting his pants here as we desecrate Star Wars.
got the right.
All
Star Trek.
God damn it.
Star Trek. Oh,
God,
Jesus
Jesus,
Christ.
I'm going.
boy.
This isn't worth it.
Oh, boy.
So yeah, wild night. And I got confronted by a gay clipboard out there. Did you guys see that guy?
What's a gay clipboard?
I was jogging here, and this guy goes, "Hey, you got a minute for gay rights?" And we did like a football shuffle, you know. I had to like
wow.
juke him, and I did a spin, a shake and bake, and got around him.
You guys can't see Mark right now, but what he's doing does not resemble anything that has to do with football. Looked like a hula hoop.
I'm talking about European football.
Oh, I see. Soccer. That's what we call it. Mike, are you a nerd guy? We referenced Star Wars. You look like you get upset.
No, I mean, I wasn't actually upset.
okay.
I'm pretty nerdy. I've never been one of those guys that corrects people.
Oh,
I
I
think
see.
because all of my friends growing up were those people who corrected people, and I just leave me alone. I just want to be left alone in my dark corner,
Yes,
Right.
masturbating.
that's the real nerd. These
That's a real
guys,
nerd.
they're just the anger they have. That's not
Yeah,
the
nerds-
origin.
Yeah, nerds are angry.
Oh,
Nerds
yeah.
are bullies.
Oh, yeah.
There's
I've
a
backed
lot
down
of bully nerds.
In many arguments with Jared Logan and Mike Lawrence, anytime that they get into an argument, I just fade into the background.
Right.
Right.
They will go at it. It's insane.
Yeah.
The passion.
Some of these nerds. But
Oh, yeah.
but you see, like similar to me, you have some of the look and characteristics of a nerd,
Yeah.
which I have.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I am a nerd. I don't know anything about sci-fi or chess.
But you're like a big
Or
sports
math.
guy. You could be like a sports nerd,
I'm a
like with
sports
all the
guy.
stats and everything.
But I'm not one of those guys either.
Yeah.
I just enjoy the game. There's a lot of those sports nerds that
Yeah.
Yeah,
are terrifying.
there's part of me that's kind of jealous that you are that into something. Like I don't, except for comedy, I don't know a lot about anything.
Don't be like you've had sex with over 30 women this year.
Uh-huh.
I've bought my 12th board game.
Boggle?
No fucking boggle.
That's
I'm not,
even
a
a
child.
board game, actually. What
That
do
is
we-
a board game.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, board games also a good way to get in with a gal.
Yeah.
You know, you invite her, hey, you want to play Life?
Not the way I play.
Oh, wow.
They lose. They are not going to win.
I wouldn't say play life though. Maybe a different game, Monopoly.
Do
or...
you want to create a family?
Well, Monopoly's too long.
Yeah. Well, you don't play the whole game. Then you flip the board and
Yes.
you go at it,
I've
or
done
you
that.
clear it. You throw all the hotels.
See, but I would be all worried about the pieces. I'd be like, no,
Yeah.
you can't like.
you don't want to have
all
sex
these-
on
let me
that
put these.
that dog. That'll pierce
Nah.
the skin.
Yeah, she gets up. She's got 8 hotels stuck to her.
Right.
The red and the green.
Community
Yes.
chest.
Yeah. So, Mike, you got any stories for us?
I have a story.
That's not how we usually do it.
sorry. I didn't know the intro. See, I should have gotten the intro to the story. That way we could slide
Yes,
in. I
we
was-
didn't do. Mark ran here. He's covered in baby oil. He has no
Yeah.
pants on.
I was hoping it was about Monopoly.
No, it's
That's
not
a
about
whole
Monopoly.
ordeal.
It's not a long story. I just saw something on the way here, actually, which sounds like the fakest paneling of a story.
No.
I was at Starbucks on my computer looking out the window, and there was a fat kid with a piece of pizza.
Uh-huh.
And Sarah McLachlan was playing in the Starbucks, and he dropped it, and it coalesced into like a perfect... you ever see a perfect life moment?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Just like a fat kid crying over dropped pizza while Angel plays on the speaker.
Oh, that's good
Beautiful.
stuff.
It was just beautiful.
That is lovely.
That is magical. One time I was at the Manhattan Diner right around the corner, which is no longer there, and I came down to do a bringer show. I used to drive down from Boston with people, and you'd have to have people, go to the show. That's how you got on stage. But I was sitting by myself at the Manhattan Diner, and the snow started to fall, and it was "Have Yourself."
Oh, boy.
And it was like Upper West Side. And,
Yes.
families were talking. I teared up. I got sad. I was by myself, and
Wow.
I was outdoor seating with not outdoor, but the patio thing or whatever, the greenhouse type style.
Uh-huh.
Where you're on
Yeah.
the sidewalk with his glass, and it was that song just touches me.
That is great.
Even in the middle of the summer, and the little snowflake and the thing.
Yeah.
I'm touched by music. You know, when you just put the iPod in and you're walking around and like Young Americans comes on and
Yeah.
you're running up the stairs. Whew, I love it.
Yeah. Do you ever listen to music on the train? This happens to me frequently, and you forget that not everyone else can hear the
Yes.
music. And you're like,
Yes.
what's up with this guy not liking fucking Barbara O'Reilly? How are you not
Great
pumped
song.
up, you douche?
Yeah, yeah.
I had a few weeks ago another story. I was listening to the Ghetto Boys "Let a Hoe Be a Hoe,"
Oh, yeah.
which is a good song.
And a good point.
a good point.
right.
It's a good song, and I
Hell
was
of a motto.
doing. Do you ever do that thing on the subway where you sort of daydream a music video for a song?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to now.
Just imagine that.
I just-
And I was mouthing the words of it, not realizing I was staring at a woman on the subway while I was mouthing "Let a Hoe Be a Hoe."
Oh, wow. That's fun.
And she knew that she could tell what I was mouthing, and she just stared back at me.
Right.
And there's no out from that. Like, you can't be like, no, I was listening to rap music. I wasn't
Right.
looking at you. You're not the hoe
Right.
I was thinking of.
Did she resemble a hoe?
No, she seemed like she was a fine woman.
All right.
She
Hose.
probably went to college.
All right.
Not that hoes can't go to
Hoes
college.
go to college.
Yeah, hoes go to college. I think a lot of people they become hoes in college.
Uh-huh.
Not they don't go there for the Ho University, but they be sort of. Ho is such an old school term.
Old school.
Yeah,
It's
nobody
hard to
uses it.
describe what exactly we're talking about.
It's sort of like when older guys refer to black men as brothers, and you're like, I don't know if that's still in circulation.
Right.
Ah, right. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've done the road with like older comics. They're like, I know what the brothers do, and I'm like, I don't think you should even call them brothers anymore.
Right. I used to do a joke when I first started. I got Band of Brothers on DVD. It's a documentary about Jackson 5.
Ah,
That's funny. That's
Yeah,
fun.
it's
Yeah.
not
Tweet it.
bad. And then maybe I'll try it. And
Tweet
then
it.
my other one, my Captain brought up yesterday. I had Spider-Man came out on DVD. I knew he was gay. That was a couple of old jokes of
These are
mine.
classics.
Oh, that picnic yesterday, huh, Mark?
Woo! We did it up in Central Park for the
Little
memorial.
picnic.
Oh, that's nice.
I would have invited. I didn't have your number. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I forgive you.
Now you're in the rotation.
Yes.
It's hard to throw. That's the problem with throwing a thing. People get upset if you don't invite them. But here's what I get out of it. I text people and say, invite everyone. Invite
Right.
whoever.
Yeah, that's the way to do
That way
it.
you don't can't take responsibility.
If you don't invite a comic, it is ugly.
Yeah, it's bad news bears.
We are a sensitive bunch.
We had a great picnic out in the park. Probably 1,000 people out there.
Oh, beautiful. Shirtless men, bikinied women. I was buying beers from the guy. A cold beer here. Get your
Yeah.
cold beer.
I love that guy.
You had those shorts. You had your pants rolled up like Huck Finn.
Yes.
Beer in the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Classic Americana. We were shirtless. There was a dame in the park with no bra on, just a tank top.
Yes.
And you could see full breast.
Really?
She would lean over to get chips, and it would just fall out.
Full bosom. I've never had anything like that in my whole life. That's the only social situation outside of a strip club where I could just see full breast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they were great, and it didn't phase her at all. It would pop out, and she was like, "Oh, what is that, sour cream and onion?"
She was fine.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Not illegal in New York.
Unbelievable. Really?
Legally, a woman can have her breasts out in New York City.
Is that right?
Wow.
Absolutely true.
What?
What about testicles?
No.
Those were out quite a bit of the day
No
as
testicles,
well.
just breasts. Look it up. It's totally. They had to actually train police officers to not arrest women who had their breasts out.
Whoa!
Wow.
It's some.
Train them.
Yeah, they had to train them. They had to be like, don't arrest a woman if her tits are out.
Wow.
Easiest-
That's basically what the training was. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a course.
Right, right.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I would wear shorts and no underwear a lot, and I had a lot of close your
Yeah.
legs moments
Right,
as a
right.
kid, and I had the saggiest sack as a kid. It
Yeah.
was like just, it was like old gum.
Mine's like that now. I think we've talked about this. I have a really long, we got some female listeners out there, but a really long ball sack and bright red.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like a
Bright
balloon.
red?
It's like two balloons on a string upside down.
Oh wow.
It's really wild, like fluorescent red.
really.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's chafage or what. I don't know what it is.
Maybe some hot.
It looks like a Native American balls.
It looks like the rooster neck.
Yes.
The little gaggle.
It looks like a lot of things, but it just very red.
That's it. Because I have a brown sack.
I think that's more normal.
Is it?
I
What
think
are you
so.
dealing with there?
Mine is just right.
Oh boy,
Just
like
regular
a-
skin.
Just
a
regular
peach?
skin.
Wow.
It's like a peach.
All right,
Like a nice soft peach.
Prove it.
Wow.
No. But mine is brown, but the line down the middle is death black. I mean, it is. It's like the heaven. I mean, it's hell on earth. It's just.
Well-
it's like Hades, the river.
I'm glad you brought up the line in the middle because I have one of those too. It's more of a normal, and then the sides are red. That's why I think maybe chafy. It's like it looks like a football helmet. It's like bright red, and then down the middle is like a brown.
Oh,
Streaks.
right. Like the
Yeah.
Steelers
Yeah,
or the Browns.
the
I
Cleveland
guess.
Browns.
Yeah.
But except redder.
So that's nice to hear because I was with a girl recently and she was doing a lot of ball licking. And I was looking down. I was like, I think of that black stripe is so
Yeah.
gross.
I hate the ball lick.
Yeah,
What?
I, don't,
I
I,
love
don't,
it.
I don't like it
What?
either.
What are you insane?
I don't
There's
like
no
it.
sense of difference. It's gross.
Oh, I think it feels
And I'm always
great.
like, I'm sorry for this. Like, you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, you can just move on to whatever step you like.
Oh,
I'll take an
man.
asshole lick over a ball lick.
Oh, not
Yeah.
not I, said the fly.
Maybe a tea bag. You have a tea bag? I've never
Yeah,
teabagged.
I've done it. It's not great.
It just doesn't work. Like, you
Doesn't
just
work.
you do it and you're like, well, that's it.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
now we
yeah.
move on.
There's no
Right,
motion.
exactly.
Yeah, there's no like, oh, that was great teabagging.
Top-notch teabagging, my man.
So how do you bring up a tea bag when you're with the girl? Does she bring it up? Do you bring it up?
It was with a girlfriend. She's like, do anything you want. I was like, should we try teabagging? She's like, bring it on. So you feel like an idiot. You're standing on a bed
Yep.
naked on top of her and just
Right.
lowering down like a crane, you know?
Like, it
Right.
doesn't feel like sex. It feels like a prank. Like, It
Yeah.
feels like a prank they're participating in.
Right.
And are you scared they can just bite off all your business?
Oh, boy.
Well, she's on board with it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I know,
it's like
but-
a social contract.
Right.
Right, but still nerve-wracking.
It is to
I've
my...
never,
Oh, sorry. What?
No, I just never brought it up to a dame before.
You're not missing out. But
Yeah.
I had a friend, Ryan Haney.
Oh boy! Now we got in trouble before with you naming names here.
Well,
you're a scab.
He's a good egg.
Okay.
He got expelled from Jesuit high school for teabagging a kid.
Oh, good egg uses eggs. Something there.
There you go. Yeah, that was big back then. Teabagging was, if you teabagged another guy, that was a badge of honor.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not something I would ever.
We grew up in different parts of the South.
Yeah, Florida.
You're from the South?
I'm from Florida, which is
thought
not
you were-
really the South.
Connecticut or something.
No,
Why did I think that?
I don't know.
You're not very Florida-y.
No, you seem.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't want to insult Floridians, but
Florida sort of mixes together.
That's true.
It's sort of like New York, where people that are from like New York City don't have an accent all the time, and it's just sort of a mix of people.
Right.
Where are we talking? Florida? Give me some
South
Florida.
Florida, near Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, I've been to Florida.
Near the metropolitan area of Fort Lauderdale.
Wow, the worst hotel I've ever stayed in my life was in Fort Lauderdale.
The worst city I ever grew up in was Fort Lauderdale.
Wow.
Was it that bad?
It was pretty bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Like all of my friends from high school who stayed there, they're fine, but they do nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just ghost faces. Like they work IT for companies, or they work at Best Buy.
Right.
Like nothing.
And then a night out is like Ruby Tuesday.
Yeah,
and
like
that's it.
I'll go to hang out with them, and they'll be like, "Let's go to a bar," and we go to like the most family-friendly sports bar there is.
Ugh.
And like they try to pick up a mom, and they're like married, and it's just the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
that
What
sounds
what kind of childhood are we talking? Fights, robberies, crime?
Catholic. My dad's Jewish.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So that's only.
We've
just
talked a
just
lot
good
of
half.
times.
I thought you
And
were a Jew.
You've remembered none of it.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
I'm not.
Really
I
offensive.
thought you were a Jew from Haiti.
My dad's Jewish, though,
Oh, okay.
so I have that. My mom's Catholic, though. Mostly black high school, which was nice.
Wow,
that I
you
know.
have that in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I think makes you, one, it helps you as a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think I wouldn't be as good of a comedian if I didn't go to a high school where people were much funnier than me.
Aha. Well,
Wow.
the highest compliment you can get from a black man is, "Whoo, you stupid."
Yeah.
You got that. That was like, you're in, baby.
What does that mean?
If I said something funny and they would all
Yeah.
laugh and they go, "Norman, you stupid.
oh,
You stupid."
like stupid funny.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
Like,
I thought you meant.
I think a black person laughing counts 7 times as much as a
Oh,
black person
yeah.
laughing. And a
Oh.
black woman laughing is like way
Oh,
off the chart.
I
yeah.
love that.
Those
Yeah,
blacks,
it's the
they
best.
lose their shit.
I know.
It's
they-
really great.
But they're hard to get. Like,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
will, like, once they're on board, they will be on board with you. But they're not like white audiences. They're like, we'll give you a little bit.
Right,
right.
yeah. It's like a cage match with those guys, and they like a very vaudevillian style. They're not into the sarcasm and esoteric references.
Right.
They like
No.
a fucking slip on a banana peel.
They do like references though. Like they do like black audiences do like if you look like if somebody looks like somebody in the
right.
audience and it's an obscure reference but it's still one you can get,
Aha.
they will go crazy. But they don't like they're not going to like alt comedy where you come up with a ukulele and you're like
Right.
you're like, "Oh, well, this is what happened to me." They don't like that.
I'm
Like,
gonna do my red balls balloon.
Red
bit.
Balls Balloon
That would
And,
murder.
yeah, lose
Murder.
their shit.
murder.
We I was just in a motel with Greg Stone, and we came across the Cat Williams special.
Ooh.
That guy is he's performing.
bonkers. That
I mean,
guy.
he's sweating, he's jumping around. It's crazy. He's kicking
yeah.
stuff. He's dancing in every bit. Hilarious. But I was watching a version where they beeped it. It's all beeps.
Right,
Everything
right.
is beeps.
Yeah.
He must just be swearing every second word.
Yeah, live your motherfucking life. You got to live your motherfucking life. That's half the act.
Yeah, but man, it was hilarious. We were laughing our asses off.
Oh yeah, he's funny. He's funny. That'd be a big one at like a black high school. Some fat guy walks in with a red shirt. Hey, Kool-Aid. That'd be a reference. I think would hit.
I have never heard more racist things than in my high school.
Oh
Just
yeah.
I'm sure you same.
Oh totally. But for some reason, it flies.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and we're gonna go off on a thing here.
No,
No thing.
not
No
gonna-
thing.
Let's keep it between the navigational buoys, as they say.
No,
Those
not
aren't
repeating
buoys.
it.
Did they say that? Last week we talked a lot about fights. You ever get in a fight, Mike? You don't seem like the fighting type.
No, I've been in a few fights.
Oh, really?
I've
With-
been in fights with my dad. Like a
Whoa!
couple fights.
Physical
Oh.
fights with
Physical
your
fights
dad?
with my
Can
dad.
we get into it, or is he letting listen?
He might listen, so I don't want to get too far into it. But
Oh,
it basically,
man.
it was basically a time in our life when he was frustrated because like things were rough, like financially with the family, and I think I was sort of an asshole teen who would like provoke it, like sort
Right.
of like not that I wanted to fight, but sort of
Way to provide, pups.
Not necessarily even that, but sort of like being like, you're really being an asshole right now, and he's just provoking your dad into hitting you. Then I hit back, and we fought.
Wow, that's insane.
More than once, a couple
A
times.
real coming-of-age tale.
Yeah.
Wow,
couple
that's
times.
amazing.
Shakespearean.
Yeah,
And how old are you? How old are we talking?
I'd say like one time 15, one time 16, maybe.
Wow, and you
Yeah.
put up a fight?
Put up a fight.
What a
man.
pussy, this guy.
He put up. I mean, he's a bigger guy than I am, so he definitely won. But
Wow.
But it wasn't like like a child. Like I wasn't 7. Like it wasn't like he just knocked me down.
Right.
But yeah.
Damn.
That's insane. Mark, you have a fight with your dad?
We used to play fight and wrestle, but I
No.
never clocked him or anything.
No, it was definitely
Wow.
like clocking. Like it was.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was hardcore.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. I've got a lot of anger in me.
Wow,
Got
I
a lot of
bet.
hate.
You seem like an even-keeled
Yeah,
man, though.
Yeah, I am much more now. I think like in high school, I was very much, why won't people like me? And I was like this fat. Like I was much like I'm fat now, and I say this in my set, but like I was super fat when I was younger. Like I was obese. I was an obese teenager.
Oh, wow.
Like
Wow.
I was now I probably weigh like 205, 210. When I was a teen, I probably weighed 260, 270.
Damn.
Wow. Mike is 4'8", by the way.
I'm 4'8".
In a wheelchair.
So,
also.
but like I would ask out, like people would make fun of me for my weight, and I'd be like, why are you making fun of me? And like I would just wear cotton shorts and like Looney Tunes t-shirts to school. So like as mockable as a person can be, and at the same time I'd be like, I don't deserve this, when clearly
Right.
I absolutely deserved it.
Wow.
Like I once asked a girl out in high school with a poem, and the poem, like at the time I was like, this is a really deep poem I wrote. And I don't
Oh,
remember
boy.
all of the poem, but basically, like the big line of the poem was like, "I'm gonna make you live forever."
Oh.
and
Wow.
she gave it to the guidance counselor, and I was like removed from her class.
Whoa.
Like I wasn't allowed to talk to her anymore. And it wasn't like I wasn't stalking her, I wasn't like threatening her, but she had felt threatened by that creepy poem. And looking back, it was super creepy.
Right,
like I
right.
was definitely a creepy kid.
Yeah, poems, they always border on creepy.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and then when they're coming from a fat Looney
Like a fat
Tune.
kid who like
Right.
with like glasses that were, you can't see my glasses now, but like imagine like Harry Potter glasses but much thicker.
Right.
Because we couldn't afford like good prescriptions with a thin glass.
Right.
So like thick glasses, sweated through everything,
Oh,
breathed hard.
Boy, you're killing me.
Just so intense. Such an intense teenager.
Wow, 7 girls isn't bad then.
Yeah, true.
Well, the first time I was ever asked to like send a letter or a note, like a love letter, because we didn't have text messages or whatever when we were banging.
Oh, yeah.
And I sent this girl I was seeing who became my girlfriend, Steph, and I wrote down the lyrics to "He Went to Paris" by Jimmy Buffett.
Wow.
That was my love letter. I was like, there you go, enjoy that, young lady.
Uh-huh.
And it was just it was a Jimmy Buffett song. And then later on we started dating, and she was like, what was that? She's like, I thought you were retarded. She's like, that was the worst thing ever. I thought
Wow.
that was my idea of romance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. I did a lot of roses are red, violets are blue bullshit.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
feel like Jew would always be in there for you.
Red, violets, or blue, something, something Jew.
Right.
And so are Jew.
But isn't it funny, though, that this girl probably thought you were a serial killer?
Yeah.
And look at you now. You lost 8 pounds.
Lost
and
8
you,
pounds.
and you're writing for the Tonight Show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely. I'm definitely doing better. I think that specific girl is like still lives in Florida and has like 6 kids.
Oh, I bet.
And
you go.
and time has
Yeah.
not been kind. Like it's not been a good thing for her.
Right.
Yeah,
Should
so-
kill for a drucker.
Not that I checked that on Facebook. Not that I looked her up, but
Do you guys go to your reunion?
I wanted to, but I couldn't because of late night. Like
Right.
it was on a Friday when we were shooting.
Yeah.
I have no desire to do that
Well,
in
with-
any way.
I know it's been said before, but with Facebook, you don't even need a reunion.
That's
I mean,
true,
everyone
yeah.
just click in the thing, and yeah, I don't know. Now I don't really drink, and I have a girlfriend. I think you go back there to get drunk and try to fuck someone from high school.
No. I think
What are
you
you talking
I
about?
think
That's
some
what people
do.
do.
I
Is
think,
that what?
I think
Yes.
some people do.
No.
I wouldn't. I don't think I would, because none of the people I wanted to fuck in high school, I still want to fuck. But I think if I went back, I'd want to go back just to be like, look what I did, fuckers.
That's
Like, almost
right.
like
That's what it is, I think.
But more that's because you have a cool job. The majority of people just have not uncool jobs, but
Yeah.
not a job where you're like, I'm a comedian now, you suckers. They're just like, oh yeah, I work at this agency and I work at this
Yeah, right. Yeah.
not agency, but whatever the fuck people
Yeah.
do for a living.
I just feel like most people are married at those things anyway.
Yeah, but the people that aren't are there to get fucked.
Wow,
I mean, a lot of people
idea.
because I feel like a lot of people we're lucky in that we do something where we can regularly meet new people. Like if you break up with your girlfriend, you can meet a new girl pretty easily.
Oh yeah, I would kill it.
And your life has gotten better since high school. Even if you have fond memories of high school, it's better. You're
Right.
doing something cooler. Whereas I think a lot of people go to their high school reunions being like, these were the good times, and this is the girl that got away,
Yes.
and this is the only girl I ever really loved, because their life is shit after age 22.
Right. Boy, we sound like real elitists here.
Well, we are, though. I mean, we've done pretty well for ourselves.
Job-wise, we're doing okay.
Yeah, job-wise. I mean, I'm sure everyone in my high school makes more money than me, but I would still like to fuck a lot of those girls.
Really?
Just because it would be cool to be like, I forgot to talk to you. I didn't get the chance to talk to you.
Yeah, now
I didn't know how to
can.
talk to people.
Right.
You probably got laid in high school.
I had a steady girlfriend.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I had one my senior year, but all those girls, I didn't know how to talk to the dames.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
It was very nerve-wracking, and puberty and the thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
my balls were orange then.
I can't tell you the envy I had for guys who were getting laid in high school.
That's
It's
insane.
insane envy.
It's still wild to me. I
Yeah.
didn't understand getting laid until 3 years ago. Even in my 20s, I was like, you guys are just getting laid? People are getting laid?
Yeah, yeah.
I told you that story. Chris Walsh, a comedian friend of mine, had to be like, he had to tell me, he's like, you can get laid, because I was freaking out and getting drunk and breaking shit and just
Right.
vandalizing everything. And he's like, you can just get laid. He's like, you're a normal looking guy. You're a funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind. Then I just started laying,
Pipe.
very heavy dames.
Heavy
who,
set women of color. I love that term. Speaking of which, I got heckled the other night, and I really laid into some hua.
Oh, I think I was there at LOL.
Yeah, yeah.
Boy, if you work LOL, you're going to get a lot of good comedy stories.
Oh man,
It's a roadhouse.
It was these three British cunts. How's the mic? We good? Yeah. And they just wouldn't shut the fuck up, and I just lost it. I was doing well, I had the room, but they just wouldn't, and you could just hear that chatting in your right ear. It's like a bee buzzing. You're like, and I just went, will you shut the fuck up? And this lady was like, you shut up. And I was like, you fucking whore, I hate you. And I was fuming. I was shaking. I was so angry. And she was like, what'd you call me? But in a British accent. And I was like, see, doesn't it hurt? I have feelings too. Now you know how it feels. And I just went on. I was like, this is an art form. I got real pretentious and gay. It was bad.
Wow. I was on right before you.
Yeah.
And the same women, she gave me the finger at one point, and she got up, and I was like, what the fuck? Can you guys quiet down? She's like, we're from London. And I was like, I couldn't even, she said something I couldn't even understand. She was like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And then I was like, what the fuck? That doesn't even make sense. She's like, well, I'm from London. And I'm like, well, I've met thousands of people from London.
Yeah.
That's not an accent. You're a drunk, dumb cunt.
Yeah, you're
It's not-
inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Yes. So we got into it, and she did the whole okay, fine, say something funny. I was like,
Right.
I've been saying funny shit. I've been killing you, fat kike. Yeah.
Every week with you.
Oh boy, but yeah. So, but thank God you say something, and the audience starts clapping at one point. You're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
It's always a tipping point.
Yeah.
Because you can definitely... Because I've been in those situations where it's gone in my favor, and the audience has been like, yes, this woman is wrong. And there are times when the audience is like, this lady isn't wrong.
Right,
and,
right.
And then you have 10 minutes left to be like, all right, I know how this is going. Just let me finish, and I will leave you alone.
Right.
Yeah, you
right.
got to be careful. You can't lose that audience.
No.
And then it's everyone versus you, and that's an ugly situation.
You almost have to cement that person as a bad guy.
Yes.
Like, you can't just be like, shut the fuck up. You can say shut the fuck up, but you have to cement that they're a bad guy to the crowd, not that they're a woman you're yelling at.
Right. That's why I always do these people paid money and
Yeah,
you're
that's
ruining the
always good.
show, and
Yeah.
then they're kind of like, oh yeah, you are ruining the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also try to find someone else that's looking over it perturbed
Aha.
before I go on.
Yes.
Because I'm always the first one annoyed, because I have, you have sensitive ear. You're the comic.
Right.
But then when you see another audience member looking over, what's up with these fucking? Then you're like, all right, I got at least this guy. This will
Yeah.
help spread. We'll start a movement.
Yes.
That's how revolution starts.
Woo.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey. Here.
I did have another story I want to talk about.
Please lay them on us.
Do you guys ever have? I just remembered this story. Do you ever have people who don't necessarily do comedy anymore, or don't do comedy, but they ask you for advice, and it's the worst thing you have to deal with? This isn't necessarily a funny story.
Generally,
it's
life
just-
advice.
No, comedy advice. People are like, "Hey, can you tell me how to do comedy?" And
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
"Oh, just do comedy."
Right.
Well, I get asked, how to break into writing and do comedy,
Right.
which is fine. I don't mind fucking taking a half an hour to talk about it.
Half an hour.
And this guy,
Jeez
I
Louise.
give him all the secrets. And I sat down, and he's like, how do you do comedy? And I was like, or he's like, how do I break into writing? And I'm like, we start a Twitter account, do some YouTube videos, or take like a UCB sketch class, or start doing stand-up, do some stand-up. And he's like, well, I tried Twitter and it didn't work out for me, and UCB's expensive, and I don't want to, I don't want to do stand-up. And I was like, all right, we'll try writing articles for like Cracked or McSweeney's. And he's like, yeah, well, that seems like a lot of work. What else you got?
Geez.
Literally said, what else you got?
It's hilarious.
Wow.
That's a lot of things in life, I think, where people are like, I want to be a football player. Well, you got to get up every day and work all day. Well, I don't really want to do that. And you're like, well, yeah, you got to find a different thing then.
You gotta it almost made me remember how much work I've put into it.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
But also like just like come on, you got in the. Eventually he was like, well, are there any writing jobs on the show open? No, they're fucking writing jobs. No, and they wouldn't go to you if they were open.
Right.
Right.
So that's the meat and potatoes. He just wanted you to give him a job.
Exactly.
It was the maddest I've been off stage about comedy in a long time.
Wow.
I feel like if people want to do something, they'll do it. Like if people are like, I want to start comedy, but they haven't started comedy, then you don't want to start comedy. It goes with anything. Like, but they get drunk at night. Okay, you wanted to get drunk, and you did it.
Right.
You wanted to get laid. You made that happen.
That's like we always talk about that with fights. When people, I've always said this my whole life. If you want to be in a fight, you'll be in a fight. The people that are like, "What? What'd you say? Fuck you!
Oh,
All right, don't hold me back.
Right.
I'm getting held back."
Yes.
And you're like,
Yeah.
"Nah, you could totally just be fighting right now.
Exactly.
It's all show."
Right. These guys are like, I think I'm gonna make a documentary, or I'm gonna write a screenplay. Well, then, what are you telling me for? Just go do it.
Yes, just do it.
There you
Nike.
go.
Doing a comedy documentary. Don't do a comedy documentary.
Oh,
We've had
God.
enough comedy documentaries. Nobody cares.
There's too many.
Yeah. Well, there goes that idea.
I'm sorry, were you doing a comedy documentary?
Yeah, we're gonna do it about the podcast.
I'm really sorry.
Boy.
No,
I've
I'm
ruined it.
joking. I'm kidding.
Oh, the director just walked out.
Jeez.
I'd believe it though. Like, I always feel bad about comedy documentary because I feel like I understand it. It's an interesting art form. Obviously, we all make our living off it. But whenever people are like, let's, just gonna tape a night in New York City comedy. It's comedy. It's just fucking comedy.
I know, and I've done so many interviews for those.
And it never appears either like randomly on Vimeo.
Right,
And they're like,
right.
here's the password. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Here's the password. Yeah, exactly. Ah, jeez.
Isn't that the worst? What if we were doing you ever have that happen when you just shit all over an idea
Yes.
and then you realize the other person's doing it and you're like, well, not you.
Yeah,
I have.
I had it happen recently. I was going off about people with goatees. I was like, what is a goatee? Come on, what are you kidding? And then it was like bad lighting. And then afterwards we got outside the bar and the guy had a goatee that wasn't going in. And I was like, well, jeez. And it's the worst thing because you can't even
Backtrack.
Yeah, you can't just be like, fuck.
Yeah.
You look, fuck me.
Right. I think I've done that with kids. I'm like, who would have kids? That's so stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Yada yada. And then she's like, I'm a mom of 8.
Right.
You're like,
It happens with religion sometimes. too.
Yes.
It
That's
definitely
always a
happens with
dangerous
religion.
one.
Mm-hmm. Are you religious?
No, totally atheist.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents, both atheists. My dad would go to church to try to figure it out. That's how
that's
big of an
interesting.
atheist
That's
he
kinda
was.
nice.
Oh, that's thoughtful.
Yeah, so I mean, my parents or my friends are like, "Where's your dad?" I'm like, "Oh, he's at church." They're like, "Wow, he's devout."
He's doing research.
Yes, it's all research.
Wow.
I'm not religious, but I love watching like religious documentaries. I'm going back to documentaries. I love watching like and reading about religion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not religious. I just find them fascinating.
Yeah,
but I'm not religion
is crazy.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a concept.
Yeah.
This guy up in the clouds and the whole thing and the
Wars that have been
pedophilia.
fought over it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Pedophilia is more of a fascination than religion, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's fascinating.
Yeah. Getting in there and.
Seeing a kid and going, "Hey, this is good stuff."
Yeah, it's crazy. We've talked about it before, but I do feel bad for these people.
I do too.
They're attracted to children. That is a horrible burden
Yeah,
to be fucking given.
Oh yeah,
Imagine seeing a kid, you're like, I would like to fuck that kid. I mean, that's horrible. That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
That's a shitty way to live your life.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So they should all kill themselves.
Somebody had a great idea to put them all on an island, call it pedophile.
Isle.
Yeah.
Pedif. Space
Isle.
Isle.
Yes.
I got you. You have to leave some kids there too, or else they're gonna all go crazy.
I guess you could. Yeah.
Maybe some really naughty ones.
Yeah, and
You
that
know?
could be the punishment. Hey, you clean that room, or you're going to pedophile.
Yeah. And he's like, I can't. I'm afraid of boats. Well, you're gonna be afraid of other things when you get there.
Afraid of boats.
Yeah, it's got to be a boat there.
Boat
Boy, it'll be a little
phobia.
duck boat. What kind of boat do
I
kids
feel
like?
that would fit.
We might catch a little heat for this one.
No, pedophiles, call in.
Yeah.
Tell us your side.
Boy, the phone's lighting up.
I guess the no pubes would be fun.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, that's
you
why
can
people shave their
Yeah,
pubes.
have someone
so.
shave. Like, you
Yeah.
can be like, hey,
Wax.
lady, I'm dating, shave.
But how come pedophile? First of all, it's only men, really. You never see any female pedophiles except for these hot teachers.
Yeah,
But that's not really. I feel like that's more like fucking a teenager who looks like an adult and you capturing your youth in some weird way.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't
Okay.
feel as much like when someone's like, I'm kidnapping a child.
Right.
Not that I'm defending teachers fucking their kid.
I'm
Whatever.
defending it.
Yeah, fucking yeah. Ooh, the first person I ever masturbated, Mrs. Byron, my 6th grade teacher. And she was a little older, too.
Yeah?
Looking back now, she was probably like in her 40s, but she felt like 70 then, and I had sex with my pillow. She was like the same height. She was a little gal.
Wow.
And then my pillow it felt around that height, and I went and just humped my pillow until I came. And it was really clear, and it was Mrs. Byron.
Woo!
And then I would steal my mother's clothes and put them on my pillow.
Oh, wow.
And then take the clothes off.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And stab the pillow with a
Yeah,
knife
put
and
a-
tear it up.
Put like a skirt on the thing, and then a blouse, and then you take them off, and then you're like, yeah.
Would you really do this?
Nah, I just made it up.
Okay.
Well, I told you about my. I used to do with the video camera. I think I've told this story.
You told it on the
before.
podcast.
Okay, well then I won't tell it again.
Yeah, it's a classic.
But yeah, I used to film myself wearing panties and then jerk off. All right. Well, I would paint one fingernail red, and I would start jerking off, and I go, "Get out of here, big boy."
How did you have the privacy and time to do that?
I had so much time.
Like,
as
my
a
parents
kid.
would burst into the room at any moment.
Oh, I had
That's why you're fighting with your dad.
yeah, just
yeah.
that.
My
You're wearing
parents never
panties.
came in there.
You and your dad are fighting. You're in the panties.
We're
and,
both wearing panties, but neither knows.
I think my parents knew the score. They weren't coming into that room.
No.
There was too much masturbation happening.
I
Still
remember
is.
as a kid going to my mom's bathroom and being like, "I'll take a little of that lotion, a little of that, take a little
Right.
conditioner," and
Little potpourri.
I would make my own concoction of lube, and
Yeah.
she'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Facial." Yeah, and I just run in my room.
Right.
I prepared with jerking off as a kid. It was like a ritual. It was like a whole ordeal.
See, I would just always have it impulses. Up till and including recently, I would say I had to go shit. I'd be hanging out with watching Roseanne with my parents, and Darlene would wear something skanky, and I'd be like, boy, I gotta poop all of a sudden, and I would just go masturbate.
Wow.
I'd do that all the time. Did I tell you the time I was? I probably told this story in the podcast. I'd jerk off on the plane.
You do?
Yes,
Interesting.
frequently.
That would fuck with me.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I have enough space to really enjoy it.
Wow, you're that big, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta find the wheelchair
Just
outside.
knock
It's the
out
whole
the
thing. Oh, I definitely told this story in the podcast, but I jerked off on the plane, and then I came out right after I'd finished jerking off. You have that guilt.
Yeah.
And then the stewardess, whatever she's called, flight attendant, was like, "Hey, what were you doing in there?" I was like, "What?" And I looked, and she was like, "Look at that! Did you see the sign? It says out of order." And so, like, immediately she opens it and looks in the toilet, because obviously the toilet doesn't flush, so she looks, and there's just nothing in there. And I'd been in there for like 5 minutes. So obviously I was just jerking off in there or doing drugs.
What'd you say?
I was just like, I didn't see the sign. And I just like scurried back to my seat.
Oh, my
And then
God.
that feeling where you try to hide, but you know you can't. You just lift your shoulders. You're like,
Right,
"Eh,
yeah.
maybe they can't see me."
Holy moly, that would freak me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then another time I jerked off, and Mike Vecchione was the person waiting for the bathroom. It was after the last comic
Oh,
standing.
weird.
I walked up, and he's like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey, Mikey." It's all warm in there for you.
I assume you shoot it in the sink.
Try to just go straight up, and it comes down on your cock and your
What?
red balls. Yeah.
What about tissue paper? Just
Yeah.
come into
Well,
a
I
tissue,
clean
then
it up
throw
afterwards.
it out into the
yeah.
toilet.
I'll do it over the sink. Some of it falls in the sink, but most of it just oozes down like a volcano.
Oh, I'm a shooter.
I shoot a little bit. I think I got prostate problems.
I can see that.
It just dribbles out now. I'm
Uh-huh.
old.
It's
I'm
sort
a
of
year
de-
older than you.
It
All right.
depends on what I'm imagining. Like,
Yes!
if it's like a thoroughly good fantasy, it's like great, and if it's just like some rushed horrible thing, it's just like a drop.
Yes, exactly. If I just
ladies.
fooled around, if I'm having sex and pull out, that thing blasts across the room.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm just airplane killing time, it's a little dribble.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, a little drib.
I get the drib if it's like the third time that day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
your
yeah.
dick's like, all right.
But I'm losing. I'm in my 30s. I think I'm losing my sexual steam now.
No.
There's times when I,
No.
yeah,
It's
a little
oozing.
bit.
You're oozing fuck.
Am I?
Yeah, it's coming out of your arms.
Oh, yesterday after seeing those titties,
See?
boy, I had
You're
to
back in the game.
have sex with my gal.
Yeah, it's amazing because, I've been scared of women my whole life. If
Me
you just
too.
talk to them, it's not that hard.
No, that's what I learned in college. It was just like, oh, you're a human being.
Right.
Well, I've never had a problem talking. It's the transition into sex. Like having a girlfriend, I'm the best with girls. I'm very charming
Right.
and talking. If they're a lesbian, if they're married, or if I have a girlfriend, it's fine. But when it's out there that we might have sex, that's when I lose my mind.
Well, I mean, that's what you need to be in that mindset where you're like, oh, we're just comfortable people.
Right.
Like, women are willing to have sex with you when they think that you're comfortable with them, that you're not just trying to like fuck them then get out.
Right.
But what if I am?
Well, don't let them know.
Ah, you gotta hide it.
It's
You
all
gotta
a big
act.
lie.
Yeah,
It's
it's all
all
a
a lie.
big topsy-turvy
Just be
humdinger.
nice. Just be nice.
I'm always nice. I'm a nice guy. That's my thing.
But chew on this nugget for a sec.
Yes, I hope it's Chipotle.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I'm starving.
All right, so girls, think about this. Girls, 99% of women have to get asked out. They don't do the asking. None of it. They're all defense. There's no offense with women, really. You know. So they must be sitting around like we're sitting around all the time, like, oh, I'd love to fuck her, I'd love to get laid, I'd love to get a handy, maybe a beach, maybe an anal, whatever. And they're sitting there going, I'd love to get laid, maybe a finger, maybe a clit pop, maybe an
Teabag.
anal, maybe a teabag.
Clit pop.
I just made that up. That's a new candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they try to clit pop yet? All right, so they're sitting around going, I'd like this to happen to me. So every now and then, I think when you can tell a girl can tell a guy is just going for it, she's like, well, I got to get laid. This is my
Sure.
chance.
Yeah. Right.
You know. So I think sometimes they're all right with a little aggression.
God, it's so hard to get laid.
It's
I
not
got-
that hard.
I don't think it's that hard.
Well, it used to be.
And I
Well,
came
now I've
from
been,
nothing. I came from nothing, and I don't
Right.
think it's that hard to get laid.
Yeah, I guess it's easy. But it's awkward. It's weird.
It's easier for you. You got the wheelchair. You got the pity.
I got laid doing karaoke more than anything else in my whole
Oh
life.
man, can you sing a
Hot,
karaoke?
hot girls. I remember I got laid one time at Jake Ivory's. It wasn't even karaoke. It was a piano bar in Boston.
Damn,
and they
tickling
played,
the Ivories.
guess that's why they call it the blues. And I got up and I was singing the whole thing. And like the hottest chick I've ever seen, she was like, I love you. I want to take you home and put you in my pocket. And I was like, well, you can do that, or you can put me in your vagina. And it was like a whole. And
Good transition.
sometimes if you just go bold,
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
why drinking
yes.
helps when you just go over the top.
Oh yeah, cut the middleman.
Yeah, and then when I get to the sex, I'm like, I'm sorry. What am I doing? I hate myself. I'm sorry.
Did you fuck her?
I did. Yeah,
Oh,
it was exciting.
you
I
put
got
you
a lot
in
of karaoke. Bones.
Wow.
It's they like seeing that you're good at something.
Yes,
Yeah.
that you're quite bold.
Yeah.
Also, you're uninhibited
Yes.
up
Yes,
there.
yes.
You let
Uninhibited.
loose. Yeah.
And no one with a small dick would sing like that. Maybe you're right. I
Barry
guess.
Manilow.
I don't know. Does he have a small dick?
Oh boy,
With that hair?
it's insane.
I never met him.
I'll introduce you.
I appreciate it.
When you've opened for Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
Smallest dick.
How about this? Talking of women and vaginas. Yesterday, or 2 days, I'm on the train with our buddy Sammy Marill.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy. Loves to get laid. Very good at it, I guess. Weird looking guy.
Nice piece.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He showed me a picture of his girlfriend blowing him.
Oh, that's funny. That's my story's involved in that.
Oh, okay.
A couple of things about that. He's Sam Marill goes. Well, I shouldn't say his name for this story.
That's already out there.
I'll tell this Sam Marill story, and then I'll tell a story about a different guy.
Thanks for the wink.
So thanks for the stink. You smell, buddy. We're on the train together, Sam and I, and we're just talking, bullshitting. And Sam sometimes can be an unaware guy. He's got.
Yeah.
We're just facing each other talking, and I'm like, "Hey, Sam, heads up, Sammy." And he's just like, "What about this bit? What do you think of this bit?" And I'm like, "Hey,
Right.
watch out! There's a thing happening." And he's like, "What if I said this?" And I'm like, "Hey, are you listening? There's a fucking wild thing." And it's like this crazy drunk black woman. She's probably 6'4", 210, shaved head. It looked like I thought it was a man, but she had tits. Mm-hmm. And she kept yelling, "My son got shot in the back of the head. Fuck everybody!" And she had a
Wow.
beer, like she was drinking a giant, like a 40 in a paper bag, you know.
Uh-huh.
And she's just swinging her arm, like throwing like air punches. People like ducking out of the way, and she's
Whoa.
like, "Fuck you! My son got shot in the head." Fuck, and Sam's just bouncing bits, like just.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
so I finally had to like grab him, pull him, like get out of the way. And then he's like, "Should we change train cars?" And I was like, "No, I'm kind of into this. It's kind
Yeah,
of fun, you know.
right.
It's an event." Then she gets like really close, and we had to like put our guards up because she was just throwing haymakers. She seemed
Damn.
nuts. And then she went in between trains. You can get in between train cars. Drops her pants and just kneels down and just pisses.
What?
And she's leglessly drunk, so it was nerve-wracking because those trains, you're outside.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
in between two train tracks, two train cars, and we're doing 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's hammered, pants on her ankles, bent over, just pissing.
Wow.
One-handed because she has a beer. So I was like, this woman might fucking die,
Yeah,
fall
yeah.
and die.
Might buy it.
But she didn't. And then she came back on and just yelled, and we got off the next stop or whatever. But so I saw a young black gal's breasts in the park
Uh-huh.
and an old black woman's vagina on the train.
Man.
Back-to-back days.
Wow.
A lot of African American nudity out there.
There you go. You can't
That's
complain.
exciting.
Basically covered on New York.
What a
and then-
city.
And then a different friend of mine, Bam Cyril, he was talking about his girl, and he's like, "Boy, I got my girlfriend." He goes, "She's really thoughtful." And I go, "Yeah, she's thoughtful, huh?" And he's like, "Yeah, she lets me film her blowing me."
Yeah.
which is a weird word for thoughtful.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's my buddy. He's not a comic though. He's just a different guy.
Uh-huh.
Steve is
thoughtful.
his actual name.
There's nothing that means more to me than when a friend nudges you and they're like, "Hey, hot chick." To me, that's the closest two guys can be. Because
Really?
it's like this bond we have. Like, it wouldn't work with a chick. It'd be weird if you did that to her. And you're both into girls, and you both he sees one and wants you to enjoy it as well. I mean,
Right.
it's such a nice moment.
Wow.
I had one when I was a kid. We were like 9, and my friend Phil, we were at his house watching Nickelodeon or something. I'm on the couch, he's next to me, and he knew this girl who lived in the neighborhood, Sheila.
Wow, that's an old person name.
Yeah, she was like a real tomboy, but she would wear these short shorts, and she was like a rough and tumble kind of chick. Like, she'd punch you, and she wrestled, you know.
Oh, Shield.
Yeah, she was one of them. And she was sitting on the couch, and her feet were up on the couch, and she had short shorts, and you could see the butt cheek cleavage.
Ah.
And it's one of my
BCC.
one of my best moments. Phil just goes, hey, and he's like elbowing me, and I'm like, what? I got roundhouse here. What are you doing? You know? And I was like, look, and that was it. But that was a nice, touching moment.
Yeah, love a butt cheek cleavage.
Very Americana.
Yeah.
that moment there.
Boy, oh boy. Do you have a butt cheek cleavage moment, Mike? Do you have a ladies? I mean, a guy?
I mean, I tend to date Latin women. So
Is that right?
Really? Wow.
What?
The plot keeps thickening with
Yeah.
you. You're fighting your dad. You're half Jewish. You're in a wheelchair. You're dating a Latino.
Black high school.
Yeah. No, I came out okay. I did do all right. No, yeah. So I guess I tend to enjoy the butt.
Wow.
As
That's
do
all
I.
That's all I have for you on that.
Yeah.
What kind of
wow.
Latin string are we talking here? Are we talking? Ay, 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 ay.
Puerto Rico.
Do you mean the Latin string that's in the Middle East?
Well, that's
No.
more of
You guys,
Uh,
you guys were both just racist then, and I didn't approve of it.
No, all over the map. I mean, Puerto Rican, Costa Rican, what have you.
Wow.
boy, a lot of
There's no specific place. Like, I'm not going to Match.com being like, I'm looking for a woman from Guatemala.
Right.
So you do the Match.com?
In the past, I have.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right. Now, do you have a lady now?
I do.
Oh, is she Latina?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, hot
Spicy.
tamale.
Yeah.
Caliente.
Yeah, Mexico. Speedy Gonzalez.
Moroccans.
I heard a story about Speedy Gonzalez. Did you hear about this?
No.
It was like this whole like uproar. They're like, we have to get rid of Speedy Gonzalez. It is racist. It's PC. We
Right.
can't have it. They
I
get
can
rid of
see
it.
that.
And then Latino people were outraged.
That's hilarious.
They went nuts. They were like, "What the fuck? This
I
is our
love that.
favorite character. What the fuck? Bring it back!" And they had to bring it back.
That's great.
Outrage.
I
Like,
love it.
This is insane. That's our guy.
You see, why are we trying to solve these problems that people don't give a shit about?
It's
you know?
all, that's where I'm a liberal white guy, but that's
Yeah.
where the liberal whites are just taking the whole country down with this PC.
What's that?
Completely.
It's like that Michael Che joke where white people are offended on behalf of people.
Right.
Like
Right.
white people like
That's a
being
great
like,
joke.
that's very offensive. And you're like, you don't fucking know.
I know. Stop trying to tell them how they feel.
Right.
Like,
That's a great joke of his about white people afraid to be racist. So his fan takes a picture of him with no flash on, and they're just like, okay. And he's like, he realizes you just have a picture of this, whatever it is, two
Right.
floating eyeballs. He's like, you can't even see him. He's black.
Yeah.
With no flash, you can't even see the guy.
That is a
but the
great
guy was
joke.
too weird to be like, I gotta put the flash on because you're
Yeah.
black. So he has a picture of nothing.
white people are very afraid of being racist.
We are. We
Yeah.
are.
Not us. Not on this show.
No.
We really let it fly.
I feel like we're not racist, which allows us to joke about being racist.
Right.
That's
Yes.
how I see it.
That's the way you see it. Micah Sherman doesn't see it that way.
No,
but,
no. Micah Sherman was on a couple weeks ago and just accused of being homophobic and racist
Yeah,
out of the gate.
It was controversial.
He
so
was
we,
very mad at you guys?
Yeah, so we kissed and played basketball. That was racist.
That's a funny Jimmy Kimmel story. I'm stealing his stories now, but I'm giving him credit.
It's not Tuesdays with our stories. It's Tuesdays with
All right,
stories.
great. Well, he's a big prankster, and he would call into radio stations and pretend to be George Wallace because
Yeah.
he can do a George Wallace impression. And eventually, some guy was on the radio station was like, "This isn't George. You're not even black, are you?" And he's like, "I'm black. I'm black." And he's doing the voice, and he's like, "If you're so black, let me hear your rap." He said that seriously.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Kimmel just lost it. Yeah,
I don't think all black people can rap.
that's
No,
why
they
it's funny.
certainly
Yeah.
can't.
No, no.
Right.
Oh boy. Good
That's like
times.
saying all white people can sing folk songs.
Right, exactly.
I thought you were going to say swim.
Ah.
I think
no.
we can all swim.
No, I don't think so.
Whitey?
My dad can't swim.
Oh, there
That's
you
why I
go.
beat him up.
Well,
Is he
he's
white?
black.
Yeah, my dad's black.
Yeah. You ever fought Dad?
No, are you kidding? My dad doesn't have enough passion to be in a fight with me. I'd be thrilled if he wanted to fight me. He did hit me one time. It was crazy.
What?
And he left me at Papagino's, both in the same realm of time. He backhanded me one time. We were sitting in his Nova, and I was just being annoying, and he just went like that, and it left a handprint on my face.
Holy moly!
And I didn't even cry. I just looked at him like, "What? What are you crazy?
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
Well, how old were you last week?
I was like
What
8, 9,
Okay.
8, 19, 18, 19.
Yeah.
And then he left me at Papagino's one time. It's a pizza place in Boston. And in my hometown, I was playing the little video game. It was like a Frogger machine.
Uh-huh.
And I looked up, and he was gone. So I ran out in the street, and he was like backing up in the car, and he like banged on the passenger window. And he like looked over, and I was just like, "Wait, what are you crazy?"
Holy moly!
And it's stuck. It's like a mental thing. I have a fear of abandonment and people leaving me.
Yeah.
That's a real problem.
Well, that's an odd thing.
Yeah.
To leave a child like that.
But I didn't know it was an option. I would have fucking had him step outside if I knew.
Yeah.
I wish we had done this interview a long time ago.
I would have given you the confidence.
I would have ripped his mustache right off. And
My dad did that annoying. Well, I did the annoying thing. One time, I was like crazy late for school, and I was putting my socks on, but I was taking my sweet time, and my dad was like, "Get those fucking socks on!" And he was like trying to put them on my feet, like, "Give me the foot!" And he's like
Right.
bending over, and I'm like 7. And I was like, you can't get them on, and they're getting stuck on my toes and everything. And he goes, "Get those fucking socks on!" And he just smacks me in the back. It was like, boom,
Wow.
just right on the back.
back smack.
And I did that douchey kid thing where I go, "I'm going to tell social services." And he
Yeah.
was like, "Fucking tell them. I'll beat their ass too." And I was like,
Wow.
all right, I'll just put these socks on then.
Good point, Dad.
Yeah.
I think we got to wrap up. We got another show coming. Oh boy, we're in trouble. We got another show coming.
All right, well,
Mike,
boy.
we got to have you back.
Please do. Thank you
Yes,
for having me.
of
This
course.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
What throw your Twitter out there?
At Mike Drucker, MikeDrucker, just one word.
Mike is great on Twitter.
Thank you very much.
Great funny stuff.
I don't even know if I follow you. I got to follow you.
Oh,
follow me.
I don't really look at anybody's Twitter, but I'll follow you, and then it'll be a thing.
Oh, thank you.
Follow back, as they say.
Yes, indeed. Well, we got to get it out here, but you know the drill. Fucking thanks for listening, all the crap, and then keep an eye out for some big news coming next week. I'm afraid I don't want to say anything now, but the week that this comes out, this week, big things happening.
Big thing.
Big
Stand-up documentary.
old things are happening. Our documentary is finally coming out. It's about red balls and living with them. All right,
Yes.
we love you. Thanks for listening, Mark Norman, Joe List, Mike Drucker. Thank you. We love you. Appreciate it.
See you next